Hey guys, welcome along to the channel. Nigel here with you, and you can see we've got the two angles once again, 1 and 2, and I've got a review for you today of this absolutely massive kit. I've just checked back on Amazon and I actually bought this kit on April the 7th 2020, so I've had it for what, 9 months, 8 months, nearly 9 months, and yeah, it's been in its packing case down in the study. I got it, I put it to one side. The reason being, I saw it on Amazon. You could buy it on 5 or 6 months, I think it was, interest free. So I thought, I'm going to have that because it was a very good price as well. So bought it, interest free credit, obviously it's paid for now. So I thought I'd get out and have a look. Obviously Titanic, all the work I'm doing on the hull on that one has taken me away from basically anything else pretty much. So yeah, I thought we'd have a look at this. I'm not going to be building it, at least not just yet, if I build it at all, but it was just something I really fancied. Always loved aircraft carriers. I've actually got the Trumpeter 1350th Hornet, which is a mess, and I've got their Lexington as well, which is, I think, lovely. The Essex classes I think are quite nice, although the hull is probably out, but then hey. But I wouldn't build this anyway unless I had a PE set for it from Pontos. Now I think Pontos have got Enterprise coming, so hopefully there's not too much difference. I know that Edward have done Hornet, and maybe Hornet is a bit closer to this than Enterprise, but anyway, the ship modelers out there will know, and I'll go to my forum, I'll have a look on their ship models, and people on there will tell me. I've actually had a little bit of communication with a couple of guys from the ship models forum, and thank you very much. And they sent me sort of bits and pieces of information, such as, like, we've got hull profiles for this model to see what they're like. And yeah, so that's, I think, 200 scale, so we shall see. What I'll have to do, as I've done with the Titanic, you can go with all these hull profiles, you can be as 100% accurate as you like, and with something like this I think it'll be a lot easier to be accurate. But when you've actually got like a warship or a liner, if the top of your hull is here and that's where your deck fits, and you buy an aftermarket wooden decks, you really don't want to be carving up the wooden decks to try and make them fit. So, you know, if this comes at 200 scale yet your deck is slightly wider, then you may have to make your model 190th scale, or it may have to be 220th scale or whatever. But you really want to make sure that you don't start messing around with the deck area of the hull when you do the sort of work I do. And if you haven't seen my Titanic videos, go take a look, and yeah, really carve that hull up to try and make it more represent what it should be like. And the next one on the bench it sounds, the next one on the operating table is going to be Iowa, and at the moment I'm really struggling to get some accurate stuff for that one. But anyway, more about that later. This is Yorktown CV-5, 1245 millimeters long. We've got a beam of 179.8 millimeters, which isn't correct because the beam of this ship was apparently 92 feet, I think, which equates to 140 millimeters. So I think they probably mean the deck there. The beam is actually the hull, I believe. So they're taking the deck at the widest point, which will be around the island. 1120 plus parts. Detailed scale kit for adult collectors to assemble. Well, according to our man over on Model Minutes, I don't think that's correct, because there's a difference between builders and collectors. I think I probably tend to fall into both. I'm not a finisher, am I? Actual model may vary from image on the box. Hope not. Hope it looks like something like this. And not for children under 3 years. So if you are under 3, don't go buying this kit because it's not suitable for you, okay? If you've just turned 3, you're well away, you'll be good for it. So on the box front here, we can see some lovely things I want to pick up on. We've got all the men out everywhere. It looks like it's just been hit. So that's just before they all sort of pulled together and tried to put the fires out and failed, didn't they? And then looking on here, we can see we've got crew running around everywhere going absolutely crazy. And then we've got some more smoke coming from here. Then we've got the little Jeep there, which is quite interesting. Now, I have heard that they used Ford MBWs or Willys MB Jeeps on aircraft carriers. I've also seen one modified where they just use the front and the back is like a tricycle. So I'm hoping they're going to be in this model. That'll be a really nice touch if they are. And those of you who don't know, I've actually got one of these in real life. I've got a Ford GPW 1944. And then we've got some aircraft on here. We've got some, they look like the Wildcats on the front. Can't see any Avengers on here. Maybe there's some Avengers on the back. And then we've got the officers' quarters and everything down here, anchors, and all looking lovely. Some other ships in the back. We've got a Zero flying overhead here. There we go, you can just see it in the picture there. So there we are. Looking around the box, big old box that it is. Here we've got this is the actual plan view of the decks, and this is what I'm saying. I think they've actually taken their measurement here and called that the beam, and that's the flight deck. And you can see we've got all the photo etching in the kit here, which hopefully, well, if I build this, I won't do it without an aftermarket set. I won't be using any of that. Lovely decal sheet by the look of it, or decals. And then we've got a CAD image of the built-up model with nothing on the decks, no aircraft shown or anything. And then we've got representation of our CAD models with our PE parts being used there for some cranes. And we've got some guns, and we've got the island there, and that's going to be the radar on the top of the island there. So very Arizona-esque, that bit, I think. And then looking over the box, so over the other side, where we looking, that's upside down. Oh, it weighs a ton, this thing. Right, so along to this end, you can see a nice port image there, showing us in the plain blue scheme. I think this is the 5N navy blue. I heard yesterday a guy, a museum modeler, was saying you can make that colour with, here we go, XF17. I think he said 1 part XF17 and 3 parts 18. So medium blue and sea blue, 1 part of that and 3 parts that makes, I think he said 3 parts, makes 5N. So interesting. So we'll have to try that. So yeah, going along. Then we've got the aircraft here. We get 5 of each of these in the kit. So we've got the Wildcats. We've got I thought we'd have had Avengers in here. We've got the Devastators in there, and we've got the Dauntlesses there. So I'd have thought we'd have had Avengers. I'll have to see if I don't know. I think Avengers were on here in Midway. So we'll see. And then there we've got the lovely starboard image of the ship there. And then we've got some wording here about some history of the ship. Some information there, and recycle the box. I'm surprised it doesn't say. Normally it says keep the packaging. Now it says this product is suitable for ages over 14 only. Oh no, so if you are 3 and you just ordered this, you better go and cancel your order. Oh, they mess us about, don't they? And it's boys and girls, so boys and girls can build it, it's not just boys. And yeah, it's saying here it's recyclable. Normally it says keep the packaging for future materials, for future interest or something. So I got this from as I say, from Amazon, so it's come from Germany. Absolutely brilliant price, and also the interest-free credit bit. So let's get this. This is the first time I've opened this. You can see it's fresh out of the box. None of the corners are tatty. Look at that. The corners of the box are beautiful. They're lovely. Right. So what have we got inside here? We have February 19 to April 19. This model, in case you want to buy it again. We've got the Nanjing Q5, TAT, BMD3, and here we've got the Hempt tractor and the trailer, which that's a lovely kit. I've got that kit, but it's got half the chassis missing at the front, so we'll put that to one side. And then here we've got our instructions. We've got the Trumpeter tools bit, which normally aren't very good, and then we've got our instruction manual there. I've got a colour call out here. Let's have a look at that, see how it looks. There's a piece of paper here. Pipe assembly. So there's our colour call outs with all our colours there. Called out in Mr. Hobby, Acrovision, Viejo, Model Master, Tamiya and Humbrol. And as usual, the Tamiya, half of the Tamiya is empty because they don't do it. Because they don't make them. They're calling up XF9 for the whole red. I'm not sure if that's going to be correct. I've actually got some white enzyme paints here. And then there's the colour call outs for our aircraft. And everything there. So, I'll come here. That can go down there. This here, they're calling it pipe assembly. It's degaussing cables. Now, where do we get these? As photo etcher or what? I don't know. Same brass wires. Oh, God. And then we've got a massive decal sheet. You can see that's huge. I'm not going to get it out because, as I say, if I don't build it, I don't want this getting damp. But you can see it's mainly aircraft stuff on here, and then we've got the huge 5s for the deck there, and then we've got all the aircraft stuff there. And get some better light on here for you. There you can see in there. So I'm not going to get these out because I don't want to unseal the pack. And then we've got our instructions. So what we're going to have to do, we'll look at those in a minute. What I'm going to do is just have a quick look at the hull while we're in this widescreen long double thing, and then we'll get to the overhead and look at the detail of the parts. So it looks like she's made her way from China to Germany to England okay. So hull is packaged, but not as, yes it is, I was just about to say it's not as good as normal. You get this wonderful foam material in the box, which is to stop the ends getting damaged. This stuff is amazing, make some holes in it, it's great for standing your cocktail sticks in with your parts attached for painting. So here's our hull. Straight away I can see we've got some shape issues. It should be more pointed here, and it should be thinner here. I think it should be, it's not very thin on the stem, so I think it should be thinner there. It's probably due to moulding restrictions. You know, I don't know why, if they want to get it right, I don't know why they don't chop the front off, make the front in 2 halves like they have with Iowa, and then you don't have the problem. But here, even here, you've got some shrinkage because you've got such a massive plastic in that area. These things are so big and hard to deal with. I must say this is a lot nicer to deal with than the Titanic. It doesn't feel anything like as big. It's also quite a lot lighter. It's got a bit of flex in it, but you can see already we've got bulkheads that are going to go in here. We've got some nice porthole detail with the riggers over the top of them, and we can see there's been a bit of a correction to the mould there, and a great big scuff mark. We've got a mould line all around here, which isn't so much of a problem. Just for those looking on the long view, there you go, there's a mould line all around there. And we can see on there, if we look, you can see that the actual hull is a bit too fat, and I'm not too sure about the shape back here, but we shall have a look. But we can see from my profile here that the actual stem does need to come in a lot thinner. But also, if you notice on here, the hull side is flat and then it's curving out, and here it doesn't seem to be curving out at all, unless that's showing this bit here. We'll have to have a look. I'm just looking at the size of it, and it looks like this is about right at 200th. So yeah, something for a later day anyway. But yeah, lovely. They've got the marks here for the bilge keels, should I say. So yeah, very nice. And as usual with Trumpeter, it's coming packaged in more that lovely black foam going there. It's coming packaged in the typical sort of box, and then we've got the separate boxes here, which will be a complete and utter nightmare to open. Let's have a look. I bet they are. Oh no, these aren't so bad. The Titanic ones are an absolute nightmare to open. So let me get all these boxes out, and then we'll have a decent sort of normal review with the model actually on the bench. Right, so start off by having a look through the instructions as usual. Kit number there, 03711. So we can see a lovely black and white image there of the model. And looking through, so we can see here we've got the call outs for all the sprues. You can see straight away we've got separate elevators. Looks like we've got some nice interior detail for the hangers. Very, very nice indeed. Again, my terminology won't be fantastic for this, but we shall see how we go. So there's the aircraft down there. I was thinking that was the end of it then. I'm thinking that's not very much to it there. So you've got some chain and some separate little sprue here, which generally means in Trumpeter terms that's going to be a beautiful bit of slide moulding on there. So there we are, looking through bits and pieces here, bits of funnels, little odds and ends. We've got girders here, and there's 6 of those sprues, so that must mean we have got some interior detail for the hanger, which you would expect for this sort of price and this sort of scale. Brass wires, again that's a bit worrying. And then we've got our boats, ship's boats, and there we go. So here we've got the main hull, we've got some decks, flight decks, we've got hanger decks, and then we've got a load of PE and Z3, whatever that is, or Z3, I do not know what that is. That must be a part of the hangar deck, I'm guessing. So straight away, oh, then we've got more here. Oh no, this is just showing us we've got to do some drilling. So we've got to do some drilling here. It doesn't tell us what size. I guess the size will be moulded into the plastic. And then here we're straight into the hull, and we're onto adding up the bilge keels, adding the propeller shafts, propellers, and then adding the rudder as well. And there's a little piece there that the rudder slides into by the look of it. And then we've got some, what's this, some binoculars or something there, or maybe some guns. And then we've got some more. These are 50 cals there, 25 of them. They'll be fun, because if you get a Pontos set for these, they'll be like 87 parts each. And there's 25 of them. And then we've got our stiffeners going in here to stiffen up the hull. Why didn't you do this on Titanic? And then we've got to do some more hole drilling here in part B3. Wherever B3 is, B3 is not being used, so on this stage. And then we're going to do add some bollards and stuff in here. So these are obviously the decks. Anchor chain going on there, and some more bollards there going on, and then we've got some more bollards around the stern. And then here, brass wires. Do you know what? This is what I felt. They've got a reel of brass wire, I bet, for doing your degaussing cable. That's going to be fun, getting that to go nice. It's going to have no clamps or anything on it. Oh dear. Yeah, mint. And then we've got some detail here. We've got some railings going on. Looks like this is some internal hangar detail. This is the detail for up under the superstructure, up under the forward end of the flight deck. Oh no, this is the detail for underneath the elevators. And then we've got some tiny parts here going underneath the oh, this is not, they're going underneath, they're going on top of the actual deck itself. This is going to be the hangar deck, I'm guessing. And then some more parts going together in here. There's that Z3 part. It's obviously just a stiffener or a sort of lowered ceiling area. Don't forget, this carrier probably would have had aircraft strung up to its ceiling in the hangar deck. And we've got some more guns here. More guns. That's going to be the officers' quarters, isn't it? We've got the power vane strapped to the sides there. More guns, ships, boats. And then we're into our side walls of our hangar decks. We've got the doors there. Looks like there's no option to have them open. There's no sort of rolled up option to have them rolled up at the top by the look of it. I was expecting to see that, or a section of like rolled up door to go across the top. We've got some odds and ends going here. It's got some steps, some more railings, and some structures around here. And then some more of the same. More of the same. We bend up these catwalks here. More of the same. Ships, boats. Quite simple looking, with a little bit of photo etch fore and aft, but not sure how sort of busy they were in real life. And then we've got the supports for them, the rests, which are nice. Don't know how much more detailed you could make them. I would imagine, like I say, I would imagine you could use the Edward Hornet set for the Merit kit. I'd probably use most of it for this. Gun barrels are going to be, you know, they're going to be common garden guns that are available. You could just buy the barrels from Master as you need them. More guns going together there. And then we're onto the island, which looks like it's a single piece moulding. We've got some bulkheads in there. That's probably just for stiffness. Got PE going on there over the funnels. Some more PE there. And then the radar bits and pieces here by the look of it. And this is more of our radar. Some more photo etch, some more railings. Lots and lots of tiny bits of photo etch going on. But if the normal Trumpeter stuff is anything to go by, the photo etch is probably a little bit thick. But we shall have a look in a minute. And then we've got the, this is nice, we've got a complete sort of outhouse there, a building made of PE, folded up. So that's going to look lovely. Get that nice, that's going to look bloody gorgeous. You've got the skylights there. And up here, this is called the pilot's deck or something, isn't it, up here? So that's all going to look lovely. We've got all the controls in there going in. lots and lots of PE in there. So this area here and the island is going to look really, really nice. There's lots and lots of photo etch and very delicate little parts by the look of it. We've got our ladders, or ladder going up the crane there, and the whole crane is basically made of PE. So that's going to look lovely. And there's some more extensions for platforms for the guns. And then another crane there, some lifeboats or rafts going on the sides. And this is the officers' quarters going in on the bow there. Piece of photo etch to go around there. I'm guessing that's a splinter shield of some sort. And then superstructure going into the back, into the stern, should I say. And then we've got this frame going in. This is the frame underneath that I was talking about earlier. And then you've got the same there for the bow. So that's all going to look nice, depending on how thin the plastic is. It could always be thinned out, or you could use the photo etch from the sets. But yeah, lovely. I'm not sure how similar this kit. When I say the similarity, I don't mean in real life, but I know that Merit did the 1/200 scale Hornet, and Merit and Trumpeter are basically the same company. Now, I know that kit got some flack because of its hull or whatever. I'm not sure how similar this kit is to that one. There is a review of that kit on YouTube. There's nothing about this one, so that's why I'm doing this review. But I'm not sure kit-wise how close they are. And here we've got very strange construction. You've built up all your hull, and then you're going to add all this on afterwards. I would assume the way to do it would be to add all this on and paint it all together. I'm not sure if there's a step on the outside or not. As I say, my knowledge of this model is not exactly expansive. And then we've got some assembly of shipboard. So we've got some Wildcats there with their wings extended. I guess we're going to get some with their wings folded as well. Got some more guns going on here, and then some more detail here around the elevator. So that's all going to look nice. I think there's a lot to be added to the walls of these elevators. If you're going to do your elevators in the down position, I think there's a lot of pipe work and stuff that can be added in there. If you go to ship model forums, then there's a lot of images of stuff like looking down inside these and everything. And there's various books and stuff on the internet. And then we've got all the detail going in there for the overhead girders in the hangar decks, which is all going to look lovely, all painted up white and that. I don't know if you're getting the decals in there for no smoking when the propellers are running or something, whatever it says, I can't remember. And then we've got our Dauntless here, 5 of those going in. And then here we got our Devastators going in. Nothing with folded wings by the look of it. So obviously Trumpeter sell 1/200 scale aircraft as separate sets, so they're going to give you the option to buy their sets. I think this carries something like 71 aircraft, so you can fill your boots there and really have this thing filled up, and sort of portray it as the morning of, portray her on that morning before midway. So there we go, that's the instructions. So let's have a look at the actual kit parts themselves. Right, so you can see here we've got some boxes laid out on the bench. I don't know if you can see them on that camera, but we've got 4 boxes. This is obviously the decks, so big old box, this one. Okay, and I'm not going to debag any of this obviously because I'm not building it yet, but I'm sure we'll be able to see enough. There's lots and lots in here. Yeah, and there's more. Wow, there's lots in there. So there we've got our that's our bow there. That's going to be the forecastle. Very, very simple. Obviously there won't be any planking or anything because it would have been steel decks. And then we've got our stern there. We've got our little cavities there for the elevators to go down into. And then we've got part of the actual main deck there. You can see we've got some, the flight deck should I say. You can see we've got some detail in there, which is pretty nice. Okay, you've got some planking detail on there going across, and then you've got all the tie downs as well. We've got another part of the hangar deck there, which is obviously fairly smooth. There is some plating in there, if you can make it out through the bag, but there is some plating detail on the floors of the hangar decks. So very nice indeed. And then this big old boy here, this is going to be the rest of your flight deck, and you've got the again, you've got all the wood planking there going across, and you've got all the tie downs as well. And when we look on here, For the people looking in the camera to my left, you can see just how big this thing's going to be. It's huge. It's big. So lovely old big model, that one. So we'll just put this away. Okay, so here's our box. This is box C. Well, tell you what, we'll do it properly. We'll start with box A. So this is box A, and I spoke too soon. These boxes are difficult to get open. Here we go. So what have we got in here? We've got some lifeboats, some life rafts, some guns bases by the look of it, and we've got some gun barrels which don't look too bad, but obviously at this scale you're going to replace those with brass. Yeah, that's that. And then we've got our main super. These are the size of the hull. So we've got the internal. There's no internal detail except for a load of ejector pin marks. These are going to be the sides, the external walls of the hangar deck. You see, all very very simple. I'm not sure just how, if these would have had rivet detail or anything, if it was all welded construction. I'm guessing it was all welded. So therefore you get a fairly sort of featureless looking face, but it's nice to see that all of the doors are moulded open, so you have the option to have them open or closed, which is a nice touch. And then here, got some more detail on that one we can see, but again, no real detail on the inside to speak of. And this would be a beauty. This is going to be slide moulded. Yeah, so we've got detail on all four sides of that, and then we've got some lovely slide moulded detail on those ship's boats. I'm guessing that's going to be the captain's gig there, or the admiral's gig, should I say. And then there's this structure that goes up underneath the bow and the stern, and yeah, I'm not sure how to scale that is, but if we look at it with a caliper, it's 1 1/4, so that's going to be 200, so that's 10 inches thick in scale. I don't think so. These girders look very nice though. I think this is all available in photo etch anyway. So, and I'm sure that on Hornet it would have been the same, so you could probably get away with the Edard parts on there. And there we've got some, this is our radar deck by the look of it, and then we've got the boats, parts of the boats. That's the little room that's going into the bow, into the stern, sorry. And we've got the boat rests there. Very nice indeed. Lovely detail inside that boat there. You see that? If I move the light over a bit, it might be a bit better for you. So yeah, very nice. More boats. Huge, great things. So they're big old boats. Some more guns. Got mirrored sprues in there. Got some searchlights. So yeah, you can see all that there. Very nice indeed. There's another two. There's 4 of those sprues. And then I guess this is catwalk gun platforms with some splinter shields around them. More gun emplacements. Lovely. So yeah, there we go. That's that box dealt with. So get all that back in there. As usual, it's a nightmare to get back in. There we go. Get the lid back on that one. One side, and then we'll have a look in B. This is the smallest of the boxes. Right, this is going to be an interesting package. So we've got our fret here with our, or sprues here, sorry, with our we've got our propellers on there, anchors. We'll give you a close-up look at this in a minute, and then some bits and pieces. We've got some railings there for something or other, little shackles. Some long rods, whatever they may be for. I'm guessing that's propeller shafts. There we go. Just looking on there. 03711. So it looks like these sprues that we're looking at here are basically for this model. They're not a carryover from the Hornet kit. In fact, I will look at all of these detail sprues now to see if they are actually from this kit or a carryover. So you can see there we've got the anchors, which are lovely. Propellers are lovely. All very nice and cleanly moulded. And we've got 6 of these sprues. And these are going to be all our girders and everything for underneath the underneath our elevators. Now, it's crazy that they've got all the detail on them, all nice and thin, and yet the actual superstructure that goes under the bow and the stern is all moulded in one piece and thick. So I don't know what they're thinking. But here we go, got some tie downs there, some more lovely thin fine girders. Just looking on here, yeah, 03711 you can see on there. You can make it out through the bag. Yeah, paravets there. I'm sorry for not opening the bags, guys, but if I don't ever build this, I want to sell it. And as you know, a kit with open bags is worth about 70% of a kit with sealed bags, so, or even less. So here's some lovely aircraft here. This is going to be our okay, so this is our Devastators by the look of it. The great big long canopies, all moulded in clear, as you can see. As you can see, we've got some panel line detail on there. Nice undercarriage for the scale. We've got control surface detail and everything on there, which is nice. I guess I could always make resin copies of these, couldn't I? Save buying more, but we shall see. And then Wildcats in there, 5 of those. Again, lovely detail on them. And then our beautiful little dive bomber, our little Dauntlesses. They're lovely, aren't they? Again, nice undercarriage. Nice propeller. Not sure how brittle this is going to be, but it's not too bad actually. And then there's that's that massive section. Yeah, this is dedicated to CV-5. So that's that massive section of roof that goes up underneath the floor, underneath the flight deck, should I say. And then we've got here, we've got a this is the island, the main part of the island with the funnels coming up through. Beautifully made, slide moulded, and yeah, not sure about the actual scale of that. I think that might be a bit thin, I'm not sure. But I was watching the Museum Modeller's review of a 700 scale, and it showed the Tamiya compared to the Academy, and the difference is absolutely incredible on the 700 scale kits. So yeah, all very nice there. All beautifully packaged, so put that one away. And then finally we've got this box here, box C, which again is going to be tough to get apart. Come on. There we go. Please guys, no comments about why did you show us you opening the box? Why did you have to show us that bit? Don't bother. There's the side parts. Then we've got our supports there for the screws. Lovely, lovely the fact they got all these detailed and open and not closed up, so you could really cram your what's the word I'm looking for? Your hanger deck. Cram your hammer deck with detail in there. It's a shame I haven't seen any of those Jeeps. It was a really nice touch to have them in there. You even get those in the 350th, what is this, CV-22. I can't remember the name of the ship now, but you get them in there in the Dragon kit. You get the Jeeps and everything. So nice detail in there. Looks like that's some interior hanger detail there, so that would explain why there's no detail on the back side of the exterior parts. So look at all lovely. Some more gun emplacements. Some more hanger detail. Fine detail parts. I've noticed it's all beautifully moulded. There's no flash or anything. We've got an overhead gantry there with the cranes on, with hooks on. We've got our elevators here with the lovely detail on them, as you can see there. Nice crisp detail, some more structures. I'm loving all these girders and everything. They're going to look great with a spot of white paint and a wash. More parts here. There's our bilge keels, 2 of them. Lots of boxes and bits and pieces of detail for stuff. Quite lovely detail on both sides. Yeah, more gun mountings. And then we've got the detail around the officers' quarters at the bow. Some nice door detail on there, moulded on. You'll be replacing that with photo etch, no doubt. Very nice. More hanger detail. Again, a little simplified, but whitewash. We'll paint it white, give it a wash, give it some weathering, scratch it up a bit around the bottom. It'll look lovely. I'm not sure how worn and weathered these things got, or whether they were constantly being painted over. This display badge there, well, it's not nice, is it? But it's a display badge there. Again, we've got that thick plastic section for going up under the bow or the stern. A little bit of flash on there, and those ejector pin marks. It's the first bit I've seen. We've got funnel detail there. Ejector pin marks all underneath there are going to need dealing with. I wonder if this is the older kit. No, it says on there 1/200th CV-5, so I'm guessing this is all new. I'm looking again for the number. Yeah, 03711. So more detail, more structural parts. That's absolutely plastered in ejector pin marks, that one, so I'm not sure how much of that's going to be seen. I think that's the inner wall. I think that goes like that, and then where my hand is going up and down is where the elevator will be. So you'll have ejector pin marks to get rid of in there that you want to get loose hidden, because they'll stand like a sore thumb. There we are. So that's the plastic. Now we're on to our photo etch, and we've got one sheet there, and then that's mirrored on the back. Tiny little sheet there, that's probably an addendum. Yeah, you see now, here we go, this is where we're... Okay, so that one says CV-5. And that one says CV-5, that's Sprue F for F. This one says J, this is Hornet. So they've obviously carried that one across. This one says CV-5. So this is some of your railings, some catwalks, some steps, ladders. Very nice. This one says CV-5, so this is obviously dedicated to this kit. Some nice, I like to see this where they've got these rooms made of these extensions, or whatever you call them, made of photo etch. It gives you that nice thin look to them, which is very nice indeed. And then we've got some more railings and some steps and grills and stuff. It's all very nice. And that one, again, that says CV-5. This one's CV-5, and this is for an A. More railings, some catwalk there, and then again this one is CV-5, and that's the grab rail around your funnel there. And we've got some more etch with a mesh over it, another catwalk. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And as I thought, there we go, there's some anchor chain in there which is probably too small. And we got a load of copper wire to do the degaussing cable with. Yeah, I don't think I'll be bothering with that. Right, so there we go, guys. That has been the review of the Trumpeter 03711 USS Yorktown CV-5 in 200 scale. What would I give it out of 10? 8, 7 maybe. Looks a little bit simple. Looks like it could have a lot more surface detail on the parts. The hull looks to be okay, but you know, as with all the Trumpeter hulls, they're all just okay. I think there could be some detail added to this. You know, they could have had some welded plate detail or whatever, but you know, at the end of the day, it's a 200 scale Hornet at Yorktown, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful aircraft carrier. I myself, I prefer the Essex, but The Yorktown I think was beautiful. Hornet was my favourite because of the Doolittle raids, but obviously when the Merit kit came out I was going to get it, but I read so much about it I ended up not bothering, and I see it's available again now, and I think it's actually more expensive than this one. But anyway, I think this kit with some photo etch and a few alterations here and there and a bit of basic modelling skill, you could make an absolutely beautiful model with it, and it will be the, you know, a real impressive masterpiece to have in your house. So there we are. Go get yourself one. Really recommend it. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all soon for, I've got a little tool review to be doing. I'll just give you a little sneak preview. There we go. Hey. And we'll go from there. So thanks for watching. I'll see you all soon. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and also hit notifications bell, and you'll get notified every time I release a video, which is a lot. Bye for now.